Oh man, guys, good morning and welcome into the stream. Hopefully you're having a strong start to your Tuesday, and I know I am, and I'm ready to start betting for Tuesday. We have a lot going on. We have now that college basketball is here. The beautiful thing with the NBA, college basketball, NHL, every single day, we now have some type of filler with betting opportunities to supplant while we're waiting for football to come up. So, but welcome in. We had a solid day yesterday. Hopefully, you were able to check out and catch some of the DFS plays that we hit because we had a 3-leg pick on Better that cashed, 3-leg PrizePicks slip. We had a 3-leg DraftKings pick slip, pick 6, modified payout because Luka didn't play, but that cashed as well. So a lot of good stuff. We are going to start off with DFS like we normally like to. What's going on, Joshua? How are you, man? And just appreciate that you guys are hanging out. Do have an announcement to make a little bit later here in the stream. I'm very, very, very excited about this. But first and foremost, let's look at some PrizePicks slips. Let's look at some 3-mans. Let's see early this morning if we can find anything. And I'll drop this down to let's go 3 minimum data points. What do we have? Okay, early on Derek Jones Jr. Not really. No. Anthony Black. No. All right, Steph, I could do Steph with his rebounds and assists. It is Tuesday, so it's going to be some type of Taco Tuesday later today. They haven't dropped any tacos yet, but excited. What's going on, Irish? 49ers, good morning to you. Appreciate that, Irish. Honestly, it could have been an insane day yesterday. We got hooked on a few things. Hooked on the Dak Prescott play. Very last play of the game, obviously throws a pick. So for those of you that told me he was going to throw a pick, yeah, he threw one on the last play of the game. And then the Onyx 2-leg parlay that I put together, literally Iowa State only won by 38, and we had them at minus 38.5. So it could have been a really good day. Still had a profitable day on my end, but it wasn't as incredible as it could have been. So I don't like what I see right now on PrizePicks. And if I drop this to 2 minimum data points, I'm still not all that impressed. So I just have to take a wait-and-see approach, come back later to PrizePicks because there isn't much there. As you guys know, I don't force a slip if I don't see something that I like. Just not my style for the most part. Not playing fantasy scores, so let me remove this over here on Underdog. And then also we got hooked on the 3-leg slip that I put together on Underdog on the evening stream. Jake Lavaria got 1 extra rebound and assist towards the end of that game. So that was tough too. Tough. Let's see what else we have. Let's go 3. Okay. All right, I can do Devin Booker. I can do Vooch. And I don't mind it. Okay, let's hurry up with this one. Let's try this. Go. Yeah, Booker already bumped. Let's see. Same with Vooch. All these bumped. This is now a lower payout. Okay, I could do quickly. Man, this was going to be the first 3 plays right here. I like these 3. But not as much. All right, we'll do this one. Let's see if we can do... No. They all 3 bumped. All 3 of these, dude. Yeah. No. Not even close. All right, so we had a slip. Underdog bumped immediately. Not seeing much that I could put together out there that I would be very confident in. So that's very annoying. But appreciate you guys tuning in, getting started. So, like I said, do have a fairly big announcement that I'm going to make here once we get through the DFS slips. Better. Let's see if we can cook something up on Better. I like this play on Scotty. Over on his rebounds and assists, 12.5. I like that. What else we got? Miles Bridges, under. I like that. You can see rebounds and assists. If we're looking at FanDuel, fairly good. So 1 over, 1 under. Awesome. Jalen, we could take it over 5. That's, like, again, a little bit of insurance. Or we could take the over 8.5 rebounds. Or Moritz Sider. I'd rather. Pinnacles are minus 137. I don't mind. It's got a couple options here. Couple options. I'm going to go with Sider with the NHL because I like where Pinnacle's at. Just gives me a little confidence to see Pinnacle and FanDuel for him not to get one tonight. No points. And this is going to be a perfect slip. And I'll share this with you. And then I don't mind. Yeah, this is decent. Couple options here on that third pick, guys, if you wanted. But I'll drop that here in the stream. 3-pick entry over here on Better. Okay. Let's take a look at pick 6. Well, let's look at Flip first to see what's going on. Let me take a little screenshot of this. All right, cool. Again, guys, I just been normally ripping $25 on a lot of these slips. But at some point, if I start to see a little bit more consistency on my end in terms of winners, then I'm going to start upping my size. Yeah, this play is incredible. Alcorn State, Florida State, over 150.5. This is, 28 cents off to Pinnacle, way off to FanDuel. Yeah, this is one on Flip I would definitely go after. We did cash the Arkansas point spread yesterday, which was awesome if you tailed that on FanDuel. And then we also hit on Onyx, which I know some of you guys weren't able to get. We hit the under on that North Carolina game, which was also really good. And I already have the Sharp Money tool right now teed up for some main markets. We're already going to be looking a lot of main markets that we're going to be focusing on today. The positive EV tool, I'm currently looking for college basketball mainline market plays as well. So we're looking for some different things. Dabble. Let's see what we got cooking with Dabble. For my Dabble users. While I'm showcasing Dabble, guys, looking at some 3-pick slips. I'm going to start to talk about this announcement a little bit and kind of what we have going on. So I've been approached a few different times by this company over the last year and a half, and I've turned them down until I finally changed my mind. I've been thinking about this for a while. And the guys that are on my morning stream right now, you guys are my core, especially OGs and DGens, the ones that show up. Your guys are here almost every single day. So I have decided to kind of expand the Billy C menu, if you will. I've decided to partner up with Dub Club. So the first thing that I think about when I think of Dub Club is I think it's a tout service and it's a pick service. But I am going to be now offering my picks and my plays over at Dub Club. Now, I'm still streaming twice a day. I'm still making videos on how to sports bet, still giving away plays for free. And I would argue that over 90% of my plays are given out there or given out for free, just like what we're doing right now. So on Dabble, guys, I would go with Derek Jones Jr. I would go with, let's go with Franz. This looks really good to FanDuel. So I like Derek Jones Jr. on his rebounds. You can take him on his points as well. AO, I like this. A lot of plays right here. I would literally, other than maybe Drew DeShields, I would go down the line with all of these NBA players for some 3-man slips. So partnering up with Dub Club, I'm offering various different packages depending on 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, lifetime, season passes, right? I'm going to be posting my plays every single day, 10 to 20 plays. And so want to let you guys know that first and foremost, these are going to be plus EV plays, data-driven plays that I play, that I will be on, and I'm going to be sharing them for you. So for some of you guys that are not, your life's too busy, you got kids, you got family, you just don't have time to sit in front of a screen. I'm in front of the screen every day. So I'm watching line movements. I'm reacting to things. I'll be posting my plays over there, right? I'm still going to be giving out free plays on Twitter, but I'm going to be posting my plays over there. And then, for some of you guys that maybe in terms of a software, if OddsJam's a little bit out of your price range, this is an opportunity then for you to tail some plays that I do. Now, you could go onto my OddsJam dashboard. you want to go on my picket, those are other ways that you can tail my plays for free if you wanted to. But this is going to be some of my best, if not my best, the best plays that I'm going to be giving out over at Dub Club. So I'm running a promo from now until the end, till Saturday. So from now through Friday, I'm going to be running a 1-month plan that's $19.99 a month. You're going to receive a 3-day free trial, so 3 free days, and then also 20% off if you use code LAUNCH20. So I'll throw this over here just so you guys can know. Garrett, what's going on? Appreciate that, Irish. So going over at Dub Club, I'm going to be launching a plan, guys. So if you use this code, it's good if you use that link, it's good from now until Friday. You're going to get 3 days for free, and you're also going to receive 20% off. It's $19.99 a month. So you're going to receive a discount on top of that. So it's going to be what? Maybe $16, $17 for your first month. There's a lot of other packages over on my Dub Club. Not just that, but that's the best. That's the biggest, like, what I'm giving away right now. But there it is also there if you just want to look at the link in the various different packages. I set it up for various different prices. So if you're just looking to bet the NBA season, there's a package for that. If you just want to bet the NHL season or college basketball season, you could do that. But again, various different plans, and that is live right now. So a little bit later today, I'll be sending out. So we're going to be going through, obviously, plays today on the stream. Let's look at pick 6. And it's mostly going to be, guys, all straight wagers. I'm not going to be giving out too many DFS plays. There's going to be a lot of just straight wagers. My favorite plays. My favorite plays are going to be going on over there. So check that out, right? I've been asked by a lot of people throughout the previous months, do I have a Discord? Do I share my plays? And the truth is that while I can share with you my OddsJam dashboard, I understand that you have different times throughout the day where you're working and you just can't refresh and you might not be able to catch the plays. So here at Dub Club, you're going to receive a notification immediately. The funny part is 4+ years ago, I used Dub Club. I used them. So I'm very familiar with how they work, and I just like how you can instantly receive email or text. And again, guys, that's just a service that I'm offering for other people. You can, if you use the software, I'm still teaching you how to use the software. I'm still giving out free picks, but this is something that I just wanted to kind of expand the menu for those that either don't have the time or maybe, the capital right now to invest in the software. This is another option for those that have been asking me. So there it is. DraftKings pick 6. Let me log in really quick. I feel like I'm going to miss out on this Bridges play. I like the Bridges play a lot. Thanks, 49ers. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I know how I feel about pick services or tout services, I should say. There's a guy out there, one of the most famous guys, in my opinion, that I think is really solid, Calling Our Shot. He has a Dub Club, and, now I'm not going to be providing maybe extensive write-ups like that, but I am going to be providing plays, how many units you should put on it, and then what odds range you should play this to, and I'll also highlight the books that you could play this on. Try to find most popular books, right? I'm not just going to give out a bunch of Hard Rock plays because very few people are actually going to be able to tail those. But, all right, we got some discounts over here as well in the NBA. Stat discount, Boots, Paolo, SGA, Jalen Johnson. I'll probably take an SGA over right here. I like that. And then let's see if we can get the rest of this. Let's see. Miles Bridges. All right, we can get the Miles Bridges play. Awesome. And then I like the Vooch play as well. I like that play. Over 32.5. All right, this is what I'm rocking with, guys. I'm going to take the SGA boost. And then I'll share this link with you guys. There it is. All right, so that's a 3-pick. I did take the SGA discount, slight discount. You all guys can obviously pick whether from Paolo. I had Paolo, I think, and Jalen Johnson and SGA. So I decided to go there. But I like this, right? We're getting Bridges under 32.5 PRA, where this is 31.5. Nikola Vucevic, or Vucevic, however you say his name, over 32.5 PRA. FanDuel's at 33.5. I like this compared to FanDuel. I don't put a lot of stock in MGM or Caesars. I don't think it's really good. There we go, Gold. Got your first purple pick. That's what's up, man. So what else do we have? All right, a couple others, guys, that I kind of like over here. Let's see what we have. Okay. And then, not really. Book, Dyson Daniels. Really, any of these are kind of fine. I would say Booker or Dyson Daniels. Honestly, I'd probably rather go Dyson Daniels. Devin Booker has the ability that he could fill up the stat sheet immediately. So what we got, the under 25.5. Let's see what we got here. Okay. I'm going to share this slip with you guys as well. This is a different 3-pick entry over on pick 6. All right, let's grab this one. Bingo. There we go. So on pick 6, right? Why do I like these plays? Dyson Daniels, we're getting this at 25.5. You could go with Booker as well, right? FanDuel's at 39.5, 24.5. We're getting one more point, rebound, or assist. And we are getting this at minus 122, but I'm still fine with the shift there in the odds. I like that. Let me take a little screenshot of this if I didn't already. And then obviously I like Trey Jones, right? We got the over 20.5 PRA. It's at 21.5 for a lot of books. Same with Colin Sexton, the under 25.5. We're getting this. FanDuel's at 24.5 at minus 120, right? So again, if you believe a little bit more in the opinions of MGM, then don't play this. I think MGM is a joke of a sports book, and you can have a great time making money on them. So there we go. All right, let's hop over to the arbitrage tool real quick, right? We hit up a live arb yesterday for college basketball. In my opinion, guys, for live arbitraging, you need to focus on college hoops. Less markets out there. Focus on a money line spread or total points. That's pretty much it. And focus on 3 to 4 sports books. So for myself, it all depends on what's going on in your schedule today. What time do you have available for sports betting? If this is the only time that you can sports bet, then hit up these arbs. In my opinion, though, I would wait for account health purposes. The only reason I would wait on these arbs is just simply for account health. And wait until we could get to later in the day today, maybe around the 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time, which I will be streaming later today at 6 p.m. Eastern. So tune in for that. This is when I would wait for these plays. But again, this maxi play is legit. It's real. You can hit this up. Hard Rock, though, probably made a mistake. If you wanted to know which side of this bet is positive EV to place a one-side wager, it's by far leaps and bounds Hard Rock, right? This is not going to be a play I'm going to give you on Dub Club. This is because, like I said, no one has Hard Rock, and this is a smash play. Hard Rock's also going to update their odds here pretty soon and probably change this to a minus 115 or minus 125. But while you can, this is almost a 9% return off of your investment. So you bet $80 on this side, $100 on this side, you're in for $180. You're making $12 or $22. Just depends on which side wins and which side loses. This is an incredible arb. The more money that you invest in this play, the more money that you can make. So if I'm like, I could want to bet 200. Well, this is kind of a weird number with FanDuel, right? So I'd say, well, what if I try to bet maybe 235? And this is where I just like to play around with the odds and say, hey, you know what? I'll bet 225 on FanDuel. I'll bet 190 on Hard Rock. Let's keep our player bet sizes under 250 per book. So I like to play with the calculator till I find a bet sizes that ends in a 0 or a 5. That's kind of the whole deal, right? Figure out until you get to that spot. So if I'm just like, well, what about like a 215? Okay, 215 and 180. Don't bet $181 because no casual sports bettor bets $181 unless they fat fingered it, and it's lower chance that actually happened, right? So this is where you can go after it. And if you're someone, though, that's betting $25, obviously this is where if your bet sizes are below $100 per book, this is where then you have to bet $21 because I don't want you eating into your profits, right, by giving it or sacrificing up $1.04. But once you get above $100, okay, this is where, you can just start to round your bet sizes. You're going to make $20 on this play. just make this 95, right? Pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Don't forget that. So it's the same with sports betting. So you could do Maxey. Now, also, if you see Tyrese Maxey pop up for his steals like 3 different times, like right here, that means, as we showcased before, Hard Rock is the sports book that's screwed up. If Hard Rock is linking up to ESPN, DraftKings, and SportTrade, that means Hard Rock is off, which means you want to make the bet first on Hard Rock before their odds adjust. So while arbitrage betting is a fairly straightforward strategy, there are little things that I can help you with in terms of that you want to kind of execute, right? So there we go. So in terms of other things, guys, as you guys know, and I do have some calls set up today, which is awesome. If you want to work with me one-on-one with coaching, okay? If you just want to start to learn, we're going to sit down, we're going to find out where you live in terms of what state, what sports books that you have available to you, right? What's your risk tolerance? What's your strategy that you prefer? Where are you struggling, right? Where can maybe I can help? I'll send you a link here for a book a free 30-minute call. You can sit down with me. We can talk about it. And we can see if there's a coaching package that I offer that's a good fit for you, right? Talked about Steve before. If Steve's in the chat, sat down with me a few weeks ago. He sent me an email last week. He's up over $1,200 after our coaching call. So he's been performing very well. So we have a lot of arbitrage plays right now. But again, because you can notice these are all NBA player props. How many people are betting NBA player props that a game doesn't start until, for me, 6 o'clock my time? How many people are betting them right now? Right? Not too many. Not too many at all. GJ, what's the biggest ARB? Oh. It was a live ARB last year with Steph Curry. Over, under. They played the Nuggets. Over, under on his rebounds at 5.5 between Caesars and FanDuel. I think it might have been like a 20-25% ARB. It might be more. I'd have to look back at the slips. I had the slips saved as a screenshot because it was incredible. But I think it was like a 25%. It was really, really good. Really, it was insane. All right, so that's, I don't know. I'd love to hear from you guys. What's your biggest ARB in terms of percentage? Or what's the biggest amount of money that you've ever made on an ARB? Not a middle bet, but just an ARB. No, Irish, listen, Irish, no pressure. I just want to make sure that I offer, I'm trying to expand the menu of the services I offer from now coaching calls, right? If you want to learn how to do this yourself, or if you just want my picks with Dub Club, a couple different things you could do, right? Or you could just tune in the live streams every day and, just make money that way and learn what I'm looking for. A lot of different things you guys can do. So over here on the Positive EV tool, for my Platinum Plan members, this is slowly being rolled out, the Custom Plus EV Formula Builder. So currently, I am looking at college basketball plays, alternate and main markets. There are some first half totals I'd like to bet with college basketball. And we're looking just for college hoops. And I am using a 3-way tie between Bookmaker, Pinnacle, and Circa. So we have 33 results right now at this moment. Don't need to tell you guys, if you have a SportsZeno or Hard Rock account, I'm not really going to deep dive too many of these plays because they're very good. Now, sometimes I will open up this play with Long Beach State, San Diego State. Looks like it adjusted, which is fine. Okay. Profit X, Hawaii, plus 13. This is very good. If you look at Pinnacle and you look at Bookmaker, you can see there's only $683 here, guys. Pinnacle's taking $2K. I know Bookmaker's probably taking the same amount of money. If you have Profit X, I would jump all over this play. Hawaii plus 13. This looks very good. I wish I had my Profit X back in Arizona, RIP, but it's very, very good. I would definitely grab this play, Hawaii plus 13 over there. So bypassing all the Hard Rock and SportsZeno plays, you can grab Hawaii at difference. If you can get them at plus 13.5, looks even better. Down here over on, let's see, yeah, we're kind of getting into the low edge. So not as much available for college hoops that I was hoping for. Nichols versus Kentucky. This is a very low edge play. Now, I have a bit more confidence, guys, in these plays because it's a combination of two sports books, right? It's a combination of Bookmaker and Pinnacle, or Circa and Pinnacle. First half total points. Yeah, this is just too low between Texas and Duke. I can't really take that one. Georgia Southern, East Carolina. That liquidity is probably gone. Okay. Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some different plays over here. We'll look at some NBA plays. Let's go to league. Let's go here and let's select the NBA. And then I'm just going to click show results. And I'm just going to chill for this to load up. And we're going to come over to the Sharp Money tool. In the Sharp Money tool right now at the moment, we have some different odds, some different plays popping up. If you guys are liking what you're seeing with the Odds Jam and their tools, then make sure that you check them out. Try them for a 1-week free trial. And I would say most of the people on the stream are using Odds Jam. Again, you can check out these streams. You don't have to have Odds Jam. You can have any one of its competitors. You can still make money sports betting watching these streams. The idea is to teach you the fundamentals. Ken, what's going on? Sports betting. Nice, Anton. Nice, man. 20% with Devonta Smith. Love seeing that. So if you use code Billy35, you're going to receive a 1-week free trial. Save 35% off your first month after the 1-week trial ends. Again, I don't receive any financial kickbacks from the link here with OddsJam, guys. It just helps with my job security. So if you guys haven't tried them out, this is the time of the year. We have arrived at the best time of the sports betting season. So, Irish, if I were you, this would be a play that I'd go after, even though Circa's a sharp book. Someone has $4,000 up over here. I don't mind a little sprinkle, maybe a quarter of a unit to a half of a unit. Take the under on the Bruins and the Islanders, under 6.5. This is a play you can grab at Circa. No vig at -113. I would be interested in grabbing this at -113. I'm kind of interested in maybe grabbing this over at FanDuel. 8 cents off, 8 cents off. I kind of like this play on FanDuel. And so I'm going to log in over here on FanDuel. I'm going to grab this under 6.5. Again, when it comes to the Sharp Money tool, guys, I like to use some type of flat betting type of system. Also, that PrizePicks slip that we cashed yesterday was all thanks to the Sharp Money tool. I want to start implementing the Sharp Money tool a little bit more with DFS. And I kind of want to go a little bit of a shift here, guys, for DFS. I want to start placing more bets on the Sharp Money tool, maybe later on the afternoon streams, evening streams, and maybe less off of the optimizer if I see something that I don't like. So the idea here is main market plays, guys. A lot of money, a lot of liquidity on these bad boys, right? And a lot of interest. So what's the max the FanDuel's going to let me wager? 431. That's not bad. So I'm just going to simply wager 115 to make $100. The under 6.5. Bruins, Islanders. There we go. I just don't tell you to bet something. If I like it, I put my money where my mouth is. So here we go. We're in on that play. Cool. This is for UFC. Obviously, I didn't set a date range, so it's not just for today, but in general. Bilal Muhammad, -165. Someone's got $2,200 up. Again, I'm not sure what the max wager sizes is on some of these books. I would highly implore that you sign up for a Bet Online, right? I put a lot of stock and faith into Bet Online. This is obviously just a really good play on Hard Rock. I'd say it's EV on its own. So I wouldn't play this anywhere else but Hard Rock. But let's take a look at Detroit on the money line. Somebody wants this. So when you see this play down here, guys, you could see someone has over $10,000 pulled up on this play. Well, what you need to understand is this person wants this play, their order filled at +174 odds. And when we scroll down and look at the market, you could see that for the wings on the money line, getting +174 is kind of a plus EV play, right? So there isn't a very high likelihood that maybe this order gets filled. Now, it's early today. Things could change and move on. But at the moment, someone wants this for $627. So when we're looking at these plays, again, if you're new to the Sharp Money tool, the idea, the core belief is that there's professional bettors out there that have just massive bankrolls that they can't get their money down on ESPN Bet and BetMGM or DraftKings, right? They can only maybe bet like $100 or maybe $50. If you have a $5 million bankroll, who cares about $100 when you're betting? So you go to the exchanges, the Betfairs, the ProfitX, the Novigs, the 4CXs of the world, Sport Trades. This is where you go to place your bets because you can get as much money down as you want. It's unlimited liquidity. You can literally bet whatever you want. So on this play, there's not, while this guy's put $627 up, that's cute, but 5,000 is being taken over at Pinnacle. So this is a play that, I would say I probably am not going to go after from the sharp money tool. When we're looking at college basketball plays like Oral Roberts and Oklahoma State, Every Game, which is a global book, Fanatics is our rec book. The problem here is that someone posted $968, but Pinnacle's taking a liquidity limit of $1,500. So it's very clear whatever sportsbook is taking more money on a play, they have more confidence in their lines. So I actually would have more faith in Bookmaker and Pinnacle's line right here because there's more liquidity. Now, if someone had $9,600 on this play, now I'm very interested and curious about this play. But from this standpoint, not really. So at the moment with sharp money, at least for the main markets, I don't see a ton that I love, right? And this is for any and all sports, right? But if we come over here and look at player prop bets for today, we can see what's going on. Steve, what's going on, man? Made another 250 last night, building plays off No Vig and ProfitX. Love hearing that, Steve. Love hearing that, man. Appreciate that, Anton. Appreciate that. No problem, Irish. How do you feel about the line movement chart when it shows FanDuel starting at plus 230 with no movement, Pinnacle? Yeah, Anthony, I mean, it's a good question. I mean, I would prefer to see movement, right? Now, it just means that both of those sports books just have confidence in their plays. That's what it means. But I would definitely prefer to see, I always prefer to see some type of movement from a book, either down or up. But when they're just staying stagnant, it's difficult to get a read on that in terms of, obviously they just like their play. So you could just take it if it's, if there's a difference or if there's a gap, right? And that's what you could also use here with the sharp money tool. You could pull up the line history if you wanted to see movement, right? Like Hard Rock finally has been moving down. They were plus 100. They moved to minus 120. So what do I notice on this play with Alexander Walker? Well, I can notice that someone wants this at no vig at minus 127 odds. They offered this at plus 126. And what you're seeing here, guys, is just like some penny pinchers. That's what we call it, penny pinchers. Basically just people, penny hoppers, whatever you want to call it. They're just putting a cent ahead and trying to get their order filled. This guy over at ProfitX wants this order filled at minus 125. So there is roughly $3,600 here. These guys want this order filled between minus 125 to minus 127, which means you could get this filled at Ballybet or Hard Rock, no problem. I'd even be willing to go over to SportsZeno maybe to get this filled. So any Canby Sportsbook right now, it's a little bit of a stretch on FanDuel. You could do it, but Alexander Walker over 15.5 player points, I would go bet that. I'm definitely interested in that. Slavkovsky with Montreal on his player shots. This is what I like to see. Somebody has $2,800. I like to see one big-ass band where this one person has all the money on Slavkovsky. They want his under 1.5 player shots. They want this order filled at plus 148. Well, over on any Canby Sportsbook, we can get this at plus 150. Also, guys, 144, 145 at Caesars, ESPN Bet, DraftKings, FanDuel. Hell, I could probably go over to props. I can get this filled anywhere. So this is a great example of a sharp money play that I would definitely wager on. And if you guys have a props builder or you have a Pinnacle, then don't go and bet that, or you have a Bet 105. Please don't bet this. Don't bet this on DraftKings, okay? Save your recreational books. Like I use Bet 105 quite a bit, and I have various different props builders. Go bet these on props builders. Think of account health. Okay, you only get one ESPN bet. You only get one DraftKings. Once that's toast, you're toast. But Props Builder, there's like 10 different offshore sports books that offer Props Builder. So I'm not going to place my bet over on ESPN Bet on an under on an NHL shots on goal. This game doesn't start until 5 o'clock, my time in Arizona. So 7 o'clock Eastern. Don't bet an under on ESPN Bet or Ballybet. Just take this over a Props Builder, right? That would be my word of advice when you're seeing a play like this. So the beauty with this play is this is truly a sharp money play. What I mean by that is we are believing that, this isn't EV at all. This is that someone is a professional bettor, has quite a bit of money on Slavkovsky, and he's asking, and he wants his order filled at plus 148 odds. So I'm fine betting within a range of this play. So I'm literally just logging in over here to BetDSI to hit this up. BetDSI no longer offers pregame player props, but for props builder. They no longer offer live props builder, but they do offer pregame. So I'm just going to go hit this up on pregame. And I'm just going to flat bet this and just throw down $100. All right, there we go. So we're in on props builder. Let's go back and see if we have any, and we'll go through some more plays here when we check this out. Let's take a look to see what we have. So we're looking at NBA main lines. A little disappointing that we didn't see a little bit more. I don't know if maybe if I remove Circa from this, or maybe I remove Bookmaker, this would change, right? If I drop this down, right, this is where you could get one. When you drop this down to 25%, guys, this is where you could say it just requires Pinnacle, Circa, or Bookmaker. If you make this come up to 35%, this is when you need some type of combination, right? So we'll drop this down right here just to kind of see just in general. But the nice part now is you don't have to just select just Pinnacle or just Bookmaker or just Circa. You can find some others. So what do we got here? Yeah, this is a play like we said with NCAA. Plus 119 odds. Yeah, it's all right. We got some. If I see a few more underdog plays, I might go after this. Brady Sky or Brady Shea. Can't remember how to say his name. Shots on goal. There's a lot here. Someone put up $3,300. So this is like another great indicator, guys. Pinnacle's taking $250 on this play. Somebody put up $3,300. Looks like it's a little bit of a combination. But this is something where we want his over 1.5 shots on goal. And I'm already on props builder, so I'm just going to stick to this. I'm looking at the plays now. So let's grab this. And I'm just going to bet this to win a unit, right? Or bet this to win $100. So there we go. I'll go over to props builder here, and I'm in for a 125 spot. So this is where I like to see liquidity kind of up here. And you can bet this anywhere. So another play that we kind of find just going through these. And this is where I think for player props, guys, you're going to have a fantastic time going after these plays. JT Miller, under 2.5 shots on goal. Somebody put up $2,000. They want this at a plus 115 odds. So you could bet this at ESPN Bet, Caesars. So here's kind of the beauty of why you'd want the sharp money tool, guys, is because the last two plays plus this JT Miller play, this isn't like positive EV betting where if you don't have a book, you're going to miss out on this play. This gives you a range of sports books that you could bet this on. So don't beat yourself up if you're limited on DraftKings. You can go over to Caesars or ESPN Bet or Bovada or the new book, Bracco, the offshore book. You can go over these books. I would not bet this on Ballybet. I wouldn't bet it on Props Builder because this is a big difference in price between plus 100 to plus 115 or plus 100 to plus 120. But I definitely like these plays here. FanDuel, it's fine. It's fine at FanDuel. I'm not like super excited about it because of plus 112. But it gives you a range of options that you can place these bets at, which I really, really like to see. Right? So a lot of hockey player shots on goal, which is exciting. And I can get down with this. We can do a lot of things. Steven, I would say that my bets on sharp money have still been fewer and far between compared to the EV tool. But I am liking what I'm seeing. And, like I said, yesterday we used the sharp money tool exclusively to put together a 3-pick PrizePicks entry that cashed, which was really nice. And I want to start diving a little bit more into betting the DFS apps. So if we were to try to put together, I appreciate that question, but I haven't quite seen, I don't know. I think some people in here, we had some others yesterday that outside of NBA props. I remember last week on a stream, someone has been killing NFL props using the sharp money tool. I know that, and they've had over 1,000 bets for sure. So we're just going to tee up, and we'll also set up better, right? And we'll just kind of take a look to see. And let's look at pick 6. Where's pick 6? Let's go 3-pick entries. And we'll see if we'll do 2-pick entries. Okay. So if we're looking for some plays, guys, for player props, right? Okay, so really I just scroll right away to see, do I have, hey, I see 3 better slips. Okay. So Brady Sky, right? So I'm going to share this on Better right now. This is another way that you can cook up some tools. Looks like I got logged out of Better, so I got to log in. Now, the nice thing also with the Sharp Money tool, guys, like with this Brady Shea play, is that you don't have to, some of these lines might not move immediately right away. So that's what I really like about this. I forgot it is election day today. So if you guys vote, don't forget to go out and vote. That's my public service announcement. Don't forget to go out and vote if you want to. But if you're going to be like me, I'm probably not going to vote today. I'm just probably going to bet on sports all day long. Let's look at this. Brady. So I like this. We're looking at what is we took his over 1.5. I'm fine with double dipping on this play again. Guy's got a funky last name. I'm not going to lie. No offense to you, Brady. Just kind of a weird last name. All right, so we grab him. And then we got Case and Wallace under on his points. So as a collective unit, this is $1,700. Someone wants this between minus 124 to minus 126 odds. But it is almost $1,700, which is pretty decent. Okay, so we take Kaysen. Let's take his under 9.5 points. And then we're also looking at Giannis, I saw down here. Giannis under on his points again. I bet this yesterday, literally, if he didn't score. Oh, yeah, I forgot. I lost my Giannis bet because he hit the game-winning shot. So I had like 5 instances yesterday where I got hooked. Still made money, but we could have made a whole lot more. This is lower liquidity on Giannis. I'm not going to lie here. This is not a lot of liquidity here that gets me super excited. So I would rather try to fill this last play out on Better using the optimizer. That's what I would prefer to do. We talked about Scotty. We bet this once. I don't mind this. Edgecombe, old VJ, under rebounds and assists. All right, so less than 9.5. Okay, so this is going to be a perfect play. Again, it's a little bit different because I did have 2 sharp money plays. If you want to play the Giannis under 31.5 points on Better, guys, be my guest. You can do that. I'm not as interested. Shea, thank you, Ken. I thought it was Shea. I mean, I do watch a decent amount of hockey, but I can't always remember. Appreciate that, though. All right, so there's a better slip just from the fact that we're looking at the sharp money tool, and we hit that up. And I'm just going to take a little screenshot of that. Okay, let's get back over here to the EV tool. Okay. So we talked about first quarter total points is one of my favorite markets to bet on. No? Okay, that's the only thing that I hate. I went to the search bar, and now it takes it does take like a minute or 2 to load these opportunities. This is too low. Pelicans first quarter money line. Well, I'm just going to wait for maybe some of these to see if they load up, or let's just go back to the sharp money tool, I guess. Again, if you guys are just tuning into the stream, the big announcement, the big update, I am going to tweet this out, but I have decided to open up and partner up with Dub Club. So I will be offering plays and picks on Dub Club. It's going to be a lot of straight wagers. We'll maybe mix in a DFS slip from time to time, but it's going to be a lot of straight wagers and a few parlays. Okay? So, like I mentioned before, guys, I offer various different packages over at Dub Club. Just a different adding on to my menu that I wanted to over here. So let's take a look at this. Let's get back to also. So there's my Dub Club there. Various different packages that you guys can check out. But I am running a promo from now until the end of Friday, which is my first package I'm offering is a 1-month package. You're going to receive a 3-day free trial. And then it's $19.99 a month. But with this code, you'll receive 20% off. So I'll drop that again here. All right, so let's take a look at some of these player props. So I'm excited about Dub Club. So there's going to be plays posted later today, guys, that I'm going to go through and hand out some different plays. We're going to be going through giving some hockey plays, NBA plays, college basketball. And also, guys, I will be dropping plays like throughout the week for the NFL and college football for Saturday and Sunday. So I'm not going to wait until Sunday to tell you to bet, the Saints on the money line or the Cowboys on the spread. I'm not doing that. I'm going to tell you, you should bet this over on this Chiefs game on a Wednesday. Don't wait until Sunday, right? That's just in general, guys. If you are paying for pick services, please don't bet. Mostly, we did have some luck last week with the Steelers and the Vikings and the Panthers. But for the most part, I don't bet too many main market plays on Sunday. But it might be changing my opinion based on line movement. We'll see. What else do we got on the sharp money tool while I'm waiting for everything to pull back up? We talked about Slavkovsky. Jared Spurgeon. This is just probably over on Hard Rock. Somebody wants this for $3K at minus 106 odds. So honestly, at minus 106, I'm fine with going over a props builder. I'm fine with grabbing this at FanDuel, DraftKings, and ESPN bet. I'm okay with giving up a little bit. Again, guys, with some of these plays, it's minus 108 on Pinnacle. So you could bet this at bet 105. On a play like this, again, with these shots on goal, we're not, and it's a lot on the Predators game, as you can kind of see. We're not exactly playing plus EV plays. These are a belief that this is a professional bettor that wants this play. So I will look to grab this again. And I know we're taking some different dudes, and Jared Spurgeon plays for the Wild. So minus 109, I'm going to grab this on Props Builder, and I'm just going to, again, play this just for $110 to make $100. And there we go. So we got some different sharp money plays that I'm excited to see how this kind of pans out. What else we got on the EV tool? Here we go. First quarter total points under. Normally, I like to bet overs on first quarter total points. Hawks and the Magic. Again, guys, I normally don't bet fourth quarter or third quarter spread plays. Warriors minus 1.5. I'll take a look at this Hawks Magic game as well. I don't mind betting unders on the Magic because the Magic normally their offense isn't the best. This is minus 141 on Bookmaker, minus 131 on Pinnacle. I'm going to log into Bookmaker. I'm curious to find out what Bookmaker's liquidity limits are for first quarter point spreads. Steve, I would say I don't mind it. If you can secure value, obviously go ahead and do so. Obviously, as we get later in the day, the reason that I wait is I would just wait for injury news. That's why I wait. Obviously, though, injury news, you can, if you bet someone and he's pulled, that's fine. Obviously, you just get your money refunded to you. But I typically wait because just for injury news. So I'm just taking a quick little peek at the Warriors minus 2.5. What do we got here? Bookmakers taking $2,800. So they're taking more money than Pinnacle. So very interesting. I am very much so interested in betting this over on FanDuel. So Warriors minus 2.5 first quarter point spread. They're taking on the Suns. You guys have to scroll over. You could use the one-click bet feature. You have to scroll over to quarter bets. If you go over to quarter bets, it's going to be a first quarter alternate point spread. Most likely. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. And they're telling me to bet $60. I'm going to bet more than that for sure. But I'll go in for a 125 spot. Oh, I can only bet $88. Yeah, so I'm now working on a limited FanDuel account because I absolutely beat the living wheels off of FanDuel last month for NHL anytime goal scores. It was insane. So I'll get my $88 and say, thanks, FanDuel. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Still take it. Okay. First quarter under. Plus 142 on the under 56.5. I normally bet, like I said, overs, but I'm not against betting the unders. Bookmakers at 58.5 at the main line here. The 56.5, they have a $1,000 liquidity limit. Okay, so I'll still bet this. I think it's a plus EV play. Let's look at the Hawks and the Magic. Definitely stinks now. I can't wager as much as I'd like to, but it is what it is. The main line's 58.5. Again, we're looking at alternate total points. That's where I normally go after this. Under 56.5. What's the main wager size? $70 for me. So I can bet $70. All right, there we go. We're in for $70 over here on this play. Lower edge play, but again, I have confidence in it. Okay, there's a couple plays right there. pretty much anything below 1% I'm not going to pay attention to. And I'm not paying attention to third quarter totals. So good to know. Markets now. Let's look for, let's get rid of this. And again, let's take a look at some date ranges. Let's look at like the next, let's do a custom date range here. Let's go Tuesday to Monday. Let's bring in some football. I want to look at some football right now. And I'm fine with leaving the NBA up. We'll leave college hoops up. Hockey, I'll leave up. Let's even take a look at some soccer. EPL, Bundesliga, okay. And then let's look at MLS. And again, let's look at the... I'm fine with all of this. And let's see if we can get anything that there's a combination between two books. Again, this is going to be the new Plus EV Formula Builder, guys. Available for Platinum Plan members. It is getting rolled out this week. More Platinum Plan members should be able to receive it. I don't have the list of who's receiving what, but that's what the team told me, is they're kind of integrating this as a slower rollout. But what do we got? I'll let it load the opportunities, and we'll come back over for look at some DFS plays. Let's see what we have cooking here. Underdog, 3-pick slips. Anything changed? Not really. Again, guys, when it comes to esports, I have a very difficult time with OddsJam's model when it comes to esports because there's only two books that sometimes offer plays. So on this dude right here, you got Underdog here, PrizePicks here. It's like the blind leading the blind. I don't really know who's sharp and who's not. One of the answers I would give you is to play the over on this and then play the under on PrizePicks. And the source of truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But esports, I've messed around with before in the past. I don't always like to use OddsJam's optimizer when it comes to esports. Champions League today, Michael. No doubt about that. Yeah, so we're going to see what's going to be cooking for mainline markets for the tool. Let's see if we have anything. We do. Nice. Okay. So it wasn't all that long of a wait. East Carolina, Profit X, -7. Very good to Pinnacle and to Bookmaker and to Bet Online. I would grab this on Profit X all day long. East Carolina, -7. Profit X. There's only $174. That's a smash. This is an ARB to Bookmaker. We know about ARBs. Those are very, very good plays. Just like yesterday, guys, Dak Prescott over on his passing attempts. It was an ARB. It was a good play. And it cashed. We find these ARBs. We find the cross markets. Those are plays we like. Fanatics, I doubt anyone can maybe get any money down on Fanatics, but if you can, I would check this out. No VIG. A little bit lower edge. Again, guys, when we see plays that maybe have a lower edge here on main markets, a couple things. Number one, it's a main market play. Number two, we need at least two sharp sportsbooks to be in agreement. So this is where I am going to bet above and beyond the recommended bet size because I have two sharp sportsbooks that are in agreement with one another. So this would just be a recommendation, but my confidence should be through the roof if I find plays that are EV over here. By the way, anyone that has thrills, man, I miss having thrills. I would grab this. Not quite an ARB to Pinnacle or Bookmaker, but way off. 23 cents to both. Kansas State, UNC Greensboro, over 142.5, -120. Get that over on thrills. ESPN bet. Same play. We're going to grab the over. Looks like that's gone. Rutgers money line, $20 here on no vig. Go grab that, guys. That's a good one as well. Clippers, +7. Profit X. Circa, -110. Okay, little disagreement here, but Bookmaker and Circa are in agreement. Pinnacle is taking $5,000. And there's only $832 out here, so I would definitely grab that. Bet Online, Circa, and Bookmaker are all in an agreement. Pinnacle's a little bit off. When we click into this, did Pinnacle move at all? And the answer is a little bit, but they dropped down to +102, which is nice to see. That's very good. Very good for us as sports bettors. So, yeah, I'm all right with that. What else do we have? God, I need to get back to Pennsylvania so I can bet some no vig and I bet some Profit X. Portland State, Stanford. Okay. All right. Some different opportunities there. Ooh, Nichols in Kentucky. Yes. Yes. Let me log into Ballybet. I don't know how much I can get down on Ballybet. Probably not much because this is college basketball. While Kentucky is a very big school for hoops, Nichols isn't. Minus 130, minus 134. If I want to double check what is being taken here on this game from Bookmaker, they're over 152.5. They're only taking $660. So this is very low liquidity this early in the morning, guys. But again, compared to where Ballybet has it, I think it's just a smash play. So over 152.5 for Kentucky. Probably can't wager a lot, but we'll try to wager. What are they telling me to bet? Telling me to bet $100. So let's drop this down to, let's say, a 150 spot. $12.65. Ouch. $12.65. All right, cool. Cool, man. I'm in for $12.65. Not going to be that limited on different markets. That's just how it goes with Ballybet. So, okay. There we go. What are you going to do? But I don't see any football plays out here. Let me scroll down a little bit more. Yeah, no football plays at the moment, which kind of stinks. Definitely stinks. Eric, what's my setup on first quarter? Are you talking about NFL or NBA? That would be my next question. And if it is in regards to the NBA, let me know though. Let me know, Eric, if you're asking about first quarter, if you're asking about the NBA or the NFL. Other things, guys, that I would definitely recommend doing on arbitrage, right? Make sure you devig the pinnacle, okay? And then look for some plays where right now, if I refresh this page, where Pinnacle, Miles Turner, this is an arb between no vig and Pinnacle. Like this is a play I would just bet on no vig. If you're looking to make straight wagers, this is all day long. Arbs the Pinnacle, cross markets are incredible. I would definitely hit that up. So it's an arb, obviously, to Hard Rock as well, but it's an arb to Pinnacle. Grab this under on Miles Turner, under 13.5 points. So I'll just scroll sometimes on the arbitrage page looking to see does Pinnacle's logo show up at all for arbs, right? That's what I'm looking for. Could I hit this? Speaking of that, that's Mbappe. Ooh, Mbappe. Okay. You know what I want to do right now? Because I haven't bet this, and I might be able to hit this up. Speaking of Champions League, this Mbappe arb. I could hit this arb up with Real Madrid. And we're looking at Mbappe on his shots. So I'm just looking to find this play right now. Here we go. And I'm looking for some player shots. All right. And so we're looking for the over 5.5. I can bet this under over here on Props Builder, and we can definitely find this for sure. You just want to make sure, guys, with this, if it's player shots or player shots on target, that's going to be very important to know what's what. So the over 5.5 over here on Ballybet. I don't know how much I can wager over here on Ballybet, right? So, we want to set this up here on Bally so that if I'm only betting maybe like $100, right? But if I can try to bet maybe $100, I'm sure they'll let me bet more over here on Props Builder. So let's see if I can bet this for $100. Or what I could try to do is try to find a nice number that this kind of works. All right, let's do 95. 95 is nice. 95 works out pretty good. Let's see if we can get this. Probably not. $13. Okay, so I can only bet $13. Is it still worth an arb to me to bet it for 13? Not really, because I can only make $1. So, all right. That kind of stinks. I could probably spread the love over between Bet Rivers and Desert Diamond, but it's kind of a whole operation, so I'm just not going to do that. Oh, Ramo, I'm not fading him, man. I'm just looking to arbitrage him. Just looking to place two. I was going to look to try to arbitrage this and make just some risk-free dough, but couldn't do it. So, Kev says, are you saying when looking at arb betting, you go one side with no vig versus hard rock? So the idea, Kev, is that with arbitrage betting, the foundation of arbitrage betting is that there's a positive EV bet on at least one side of the bet. So on this Miles Turner example, which the money's gone on no vig, so hopefully one of you guys got this. So let's just go through maybe with Jeremiah Fears, okay? So whenever you can bet the over and the under and make risk-free profits, at least one side of the sport, at least one sports book is off, okay? And I would say this is a mistake too on Fears. I don't like that one. It's made me look at Harden, right? So as you can tell that, in my opinion, the EV play on James Harden on his steals is on Hard Rock because a lot of the sports books are roughly around minus 144 on FanDuel. So what I like to do is if you can find ARBs to Pinnacle, those are great plays just to bet straight wagers on. Yeah, Potter. Oh, I make plenty of money. Yeah, I just got limited on this Bally bet. Probably like a couple weeks ago. So yes, I make plenty of money. I make, we hit up an ARB yesterday, live ARB, and I stick to mostly live ARBs, I would say. But I like to go through some pregame ARBs from time to time. So, and if you're wondering like how I'm able, like this is not my first Bally bet account, just being transparent with you, brother. If you're wondering how that is the case, it's called partnerships. And it's the foundation of every professional sports bettor's strategy, how they make money, right? It's how these guys that you see, you're like, how are they continuing to make money over and over again? I'm not going to get into the details. If anyone that wants to explain it to them, you can, but partnerships is how I'm able to continue to bet. So placing a one-sided wager over here would be a very smart play probably on Hard Rock because this is the EV side. Sometimes on an arbitrage play, both sides of a bet can be out of sync and it's positive EV. But other times, it's just one side. You need at least one sports book, though, to be way off to the market. So if I can find a play here like Marco Rossi, and unfortunately this moved, but this used to be an ARB to Pinnacle. It isn't anymore. But when, because you can't day trade these books now and make risk-free money. As you can see, there's a little negative sign over here. But there's a lot of opportunities to day trade these books. And normally what I like to do when I'm looking to play some single straight wagers, I'll come over here and just see if I can find any plays for Pinnacle. Like Kalkbrenner, right? This is an ARB to Pinnacle. Bovada. You could see Bovada is way off. No other sportsbook is offering plus 145 odds. So this is a play that I would just go place a straight wager on Bovada because it's a plus EV bet. If I went over to the plus EV tool, I'm sure this play would pop up for Kalkbrenner. But this is just something I want in general. All right, guys, that's where I'm going to pause the stream. I'm going to kind of get deep into my bets, try to look for the next hour. I'm going to be dropping my plays on Dub Club here in a few hours. And obviously, if I see anything else that pops up that's really, really good, I'll add that to the card. But again, links in there, guys. If you want to try 3 days for free, save 20% off on a 1-month subscription to the Dub Club. Take a look at that. I'm going to be announcing it on Twitter, so make sure that you get in there. But appreciate the support, guys. I'm back on tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern, going through this again, looking at a ton of player props, and going through, having some fun. Enjoy the morning, guys. Hopefully your work isn't too rough on you, your boss isn't too rough. And if nothing else, guys, I'll talk to you later on. Take it easy.